This is the Sunday special, the LSherie Alert Sunday special. And it looks like we have Kim on. Oh, girl, I love her hair.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
You are such a diva.
Well, I had to do just a little something, just a little something. Been in the house for a minute and can't get
Yeah,
out and
we're
do
going
what
to
I
talk
normally
about
do.
that too. We're going to talk about
Yes,
that too.
yes, yes.
But I'm so happy to have you on here. Um, y'all, this is Miss Kimberly Rome. I have known Kimberly for what, almost 6 years now?
Almost
Almost,
6 years.
almost six
Yeah.
years. And she looks super young, y'all. But let me tell you, she thinks she's my mama. So she always trying to tell me what to do, which is
Well,
okay.
I'm
Which is okay.
close enough to be, close enough to
Whatever.
be, but
Whatever.
hey, that's another conversation. Another conversation. Y'all forgive me. My I did put on a little mascara and it's irritating my eyes. So,
All
but I
right.
am good.
Oh, good, good. Glad you're
I'm
good.
good. Yeah.
So Miss
Yes.
Rome is MMBA's 2020 Miss Mississippi.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Miss Mississippi. How do you feel about that?
I am excited, but I'm still taking it in.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's real, but it doesn't seem real yet.
Right. Right.
But excited, yes, I am. It's like, when you're a little girl growing up
Hmm.
and you play princess or, like you're the queen or, you do that little fairy tale thing.
I did dirt bike, but I hear you go on.
Okay, anyway, see, you do the little fairy tale type thing, where you think, oh, I'm going to be the princess. And then you watch the little Disney movies and things of that nature. Well, I feel like now as an adult, I am actually living out my fairy tale.
Mm.
That's the best way I can put it. I never would have thought that God would have actually blessed me to be where I am and to actually be given such a title as
Right.
queen.
Right.
As women, we identify ourselves as queens. We say, we're all queens, and we are,
Right.
because we are the daughters of Christ. So yes, we
Mhm.
are royalty. We are queens. But to actually be given that official title here on earth, that takes it to a different level. I can't say a higher level because the higher level is Christ, but it does take it to another level as a mother, you know,
Mhm.
as a grandmother. So to be the age and to be where I am now and to be honored with such a title is just like awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
So talk about that experience. How did all of this come about? Um, I don't know if you're willing to share your age. People probably won't believe you anyway, but if you're willing to share
Well,
your age and just talk about how all of this came about. How did you become MMBA's 2020 Miss Mississippi, and talk about what exactly is MMBA?
okay, let's kind of talk about that first. The pageant itself, it's called the Mr., Mrs., Miss America, Black American pageant. And
Okay.
basically, what it does is basically bringing a group of people, individuals, men, women, and honoring them and allowing them to carry the title as Mr. or Mrs. And basically, what it is your average, I don't want to say average, that's the wrong word, African American individuals who may normally not be recognized
Hmm.
in a pageant, especially for females.
Hmm.
Um, but what it also does and what separated from other pageants is that it's allowing men to be in the pageants. It's bringing together that husband and wife team to show that we can do something together and show excellence. We can be that dynamic couple that, and show that we are together. We can actually give a different look when it comes to the African American, Black American family. Yes, we do have the mother and father, and we are representing together. We represent our family, we represent our community. Hey, we represent God. We're doing an awesome thing together as a family. And basically, that's what the pageant is about, is bringing together the community, allowing that African American, that beautiful brown skinned girl to feel like a queen, to be a queen, to get out in her community, to show other young people, other young ladies, hey, you too can be a queen. You
Right.
too can be a king. You are a queen. You are a king. So it's about community. It's about building the
And
community.
empowerment.
Yeah, it's the empowerment. It's really showing us as individuals, as families, as communities, how to build our communities economically, financially, how we can build our communities, how we can get out there, have our businesses,
Mm.
serve our communities. You know, if we don't help each other, who's going to help us?
Right.
So it's part of that, and basically it's building, and that's really what I'm on, building the community, building that family, allowing that young girl, that young boy to have an example that they can actually say, wow, that's my mom, that's my dad, that's my aunt, my uncle, whatever it may be. So for me, becoming Miss Mississippi, um, it wasn't something I planned.
Uh-huh.
Um, Actually, as strange as it may sound, one night, nothing to do, kind of bored, went online, and I was playing one of those little games that they have on there. You push the button and it'll tell you, you
Facebook.
know, yeah, on Facebook, exactly, yeah. So
Everybody playing them.
it says the game that I was actually playing was like, what job does your
Mm.
face
Does your
fit?
face fit? Mm-hmm.
So I hit the button and it did its little thing, and the next thing I know, it goes Queen. So I went, oh, okay.
Well, you look like
So
Cleopatra right now. So
yeah, so I post, I set the post up, and Miss Mrs. Black America Senior,
mm-hmm.
Kathy Amos, was
Mm-hmm.
online that night, and she saw it. So the next thing I know, she hits me up. She said, yes, you are a queen. And she said, I need you to apply for the pageant. And she sent me this link, and I'm like, huh? She said, you are a queen. So now you need to get your crown. And I was like, okay. So I filled out the application. And the next thing I know, I went through the questionnaire process. Now, I will say it's not like your Miss America pageant where you have to compete, talent, swimsuit, all of this. It was not that.
That's what I was gonna
This
ask.
was
Okay.
this was basically about you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
They take the time to get to know you. Simple question. The first question: why do you feel you should be Miss Black America? And my response is because of the fact I represent Miss Black America. I am a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am a single mother, divorced. I'm a grandmother. I'm a daughter. I just went down a list of every title that I've
Right.
held. So to say, basically, I'm all women. I've been the daughter. I've been the wife. I'm the mother. Now I'm the grandmother. I am, this female out there in the workforce professionally. So I am all women. So that's why I feel I should be Miss Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
to represent my community further than
Mm-hmm.
what I have. And so for me, it was just one of those things like, wow. But the process, again, is them getting to know you.
Right.
It's an interview process. You're going through the interview. They pass it on. They give recommendations, and then once they, being the pageant, come together to say that this is it. This is the person. This is who will represent. February the 14th, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
I got the announcement congratulating me that you have been selected as Miss Mississippi 2020. So I was like, wow, still in shock. So, but it's an exciting time, and I feel that the title is just not for me. It's for my daughter. I have one daughter, Morgan, and then it's for my granddaughters. You know,
Your
Elena
loves.
and Zayla. So it's like, then I got my boys. So, you know, my little kings, they're going to be kings one day. So, you know, when I look at it, this is my legacy to them.
Right.
You know, out of everything that I may have done, you know, this right here really, right now,
Mm-hmm.
is special to me because it's something as they get older and they have their children, and as they're passing down the history of the family, they can say, oh yeah, by the way, this right
Right.
here, you know. So I'm really proud of that.
Well, I'm excited for you, and I'm very proud of you. For those of you who are just meeting Miss Rome, she is an aspiring model, print model. Let me correct myself.
Yes, yes, yes,
I
yes,
think she
yes.
can hit any runway, but she's just bent on being print model only. But she is really a phenomenal person,
Thank you,
inside
thank you.
and out. A lot of people on here are talking about how gorgeous you are, and I'm like, yeah, like she still ain't told y'all how old she is.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm saying though that I just think it is amazing to me. You have such a calming spirit. You have a beautiful spirit,
Thank you,
inside and
thank you,
out. And so, like
thank
this
you.
title of being Miss Mississippi 2020 for MMBA is phenomenal. Like you
It
said,
is.
not just for you, but
Right.
for your daughter, your grown
Yes,
daughter, your
yes,
loves. I know you call your grandchildren
yes, my
your
loves,
loves,
my four loves,
your four loves, and
four loves.
also for those children who may not even have someone to look up to, those
Right.
kings, those young kings and young queens. They may
Mm-hmm.
not have those people to look up to, and they're seeing you. It's even other women who may be in your age bracket or my age bracket, for
Mm-hmm.
and just saying, God, man, if she can do this, I can too. And it's that motion, that emotion, that empowerment, all of that wrapped up in one of you being every
Yes.
woman. Like, of course, I started hearing Whitney Houston's "I'm
Oh
Every."
yeah.
I feel like I should be playing it in the background or something. But I mean, it's really amazing. It's a great opportunity, again, not
Yeah.
just for you, but for people who are looking up to you.
Yes.
And people who may not have even met you yet, and when they get a chance, they are inspired by
Yes.
your passion. They're inspired by your bravery. Most women think that when you hit a certain age, that's it. You've had children, you have grandkids. That's it. I'm supposed to just cook greens all
Mm-hmm.
every Sunday, and that be it.
Well, you know, it's a mindset. It's
Definitely
a mind.
mindset.
It's a mindset. I mean, traditionally, you know, like speaking with my mom, you know, when
Mm-hmm.
she grew up, you know, growing up and how she was trained, yeah, that was something, you know, she's like, well, you know, her favorite thing is, oh, it's getting dark. You need to get in the house. Don't be out
Mm-hmm.
late. Don't go by yourself, you know. And I'm like, Mom, we're okay, you know. But it's a mindset.
Right.
Um, I don't, I'm to this point, I don't really feel that it matters what age you are. You just have to create, if not sometimes insist with your own self
Right.
to remove whatever it is blocking you or stopping you, you know, remove it. Look at yourself in the mirror. We do that as women. We look in the mirror a lot. But take time to look in that mirror and say to yourself, you can do whatever you want to do. You
Right.
can do whatever you need to do. Work through that fear. Matter of fact, tell the fear goodbye. Go through what you need to go through. Okay, I'm about to get on. I'm about to say something here. LSherie, get on your business.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Get in the mirror and tell that LSherie that you're looking at, LSherie, it's time to get to business. It's time to move. No one's going to do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be easy? Probably not.
No.
But you have to, and this is something I've learned here, really learned here recently. You have to go through the process.
Right. Right.
Sometimes we see things happening to us, if it's personally, professionally, whatever it may be, we find ourselves going through things. We find things happening to us, people happening to us.
Mm.
And we're sitting here and we go, oh my gosh, why? Why me? Why is this happening? Well, guess what? God said, you know what?
It's time to move.
It's you. I
It's
need
you.
you.
It's time to move. It's time to get up
Yeah.
and do what I need you to do.
Yes, I need you to be about my business,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm making your business.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to get up. I need you to move. You have all the tools. I'm talking to you right now.
I know you talking to me.
You have all the tools and more to come. He's giving you everything. So
Mm-hmm.
it's time to move. But, and that's just, I'm off of you now. I guess you kind of figured that. But um that's part of what I've learned to do, especially within the last, I'm going to say 3, maybe 4 years. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I always had a fear of certain things. I had this, I'm not the best math student. And that was a fear going back to school. Oh,
Yeah.
the math part, Guess what? I passed that college algebra class with a, I think it was an A minus or a B, but I did it. But I was not too proud to say to my teacher during that time, I need help.
Right. Right.
Can you help me? She was like, okay. She would come an hour before class just to help me work through whatever problems I was having. So as I got beyond that, graduated, I went from my associate's to my bachelor's degree. Graduated from Tulane University in 2018. Proudest day of my life.
Yes, that was awesome.
Because
So proud of
I
you.
accomplished something. I checked something off that bucket list. I did it, and that was a proud moment. But again, I was blocking myself
Mm-hmm.
because of fear. But God kept pushing me, along with others encouraging me. You need to do this. You can't. There's no way you can just survive professionally without it. You
Right.
need to do this. So I did, and through the grace of God, I'm proud to say I did it, and really said to myself, "Okay, you got this bachelor's. That's it. I'm done now." Lord behold, never say never. Now I
Because you're
find
back in there.
myself back in school again, pursuing a degree in ministry.
Yes.
So never say never. But I'm excited about that because basically it's allowing me to deepen my relationship with God on a different level of understanding of what God expects of me.
Right.
He has given me the ability uh, to move through some difficult times. He's also given me the awesome opportunity to become a queen
Mm.
again here on earth. So to show my appreciation and to honor the calling in which he's put on my life, I need to connect deeper in my relationship. And I tell you, when I tell you it's an awesome thing, it's one thing to sit and read the Bible, but it's a whole nother thing to sit and read it with understanding.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. And so that's one of the other journeys that I'm on now during this time. But again, just excited about everything.
Ooh, so you you mentioned about having, going through different things in your life. You mentioned
Hmm.
that you are a divorcee and all of that.
Yes.
You've had a lot of different challenges that have
Yes.
come up that really, our challenges make us who we are. Okay. We
Yes.
grow each and every day. There's always a challenge. But
Yes.
how we turn out is how we dealt with those challenges. And
Hmm.
so I really think that, all of those things that you've gone through has gotten you to
Hmm.
this point where you are more confident in yourself,
Yes.
to
Hmm.
step out. And a lot of times that's what it is. You may know that you have the capability, the resources, and all of that to do what you need to do, but sometimes it's the confidence.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a lack of support,
Hmm.
not having that solid foundation of a support system. Um,
Right.
but with you, not to say that you're doing it on your own, but in
Hmm.
a sense, you do have a tribe, and I know you do. I know you have a tribe of women that pray with you and all
Yes.
that stuff. I know that, but I think at the end of the day, it comes down to you making the internal decision of, yes, I'm going to step out and make these things
Hmm.
happen. So
Hmm.
now that you are Miss Mississippi 2020 Miss Mississippi
Yes. Yes.
MMBA. Now
Yes.
that that's your title,
Right.
and you are sharing your gifts, you're enhancing your education.
Hmm.
You're a professional
Hmm.
businesswoman. You are very engaged in your community, and that's one of the
Yes.
things I love about you too, because I love community. You
Yes.
love the
Yes.
youth. And so
Yes.
with this title that you hold, that this prestigious title that you are now holding, let's talk a little bit about your platform and how all
Okay.
the things that you have gone through have led you to this platform.
Okay. It's kind of originally
Mm-hmm.
once I received the application, going through the application process, talking about my interests, my passions. As you stated, the children. I love my kids. I do sometimes feel like that nursery rhyme, the little, I'm not gonna say little old lady, but the little lady in the shoe with
Oh,
all the children. Um, I do feel that way because I have come to know and love some awesome kids right here in the Jackson, Mississippi surrounding areas. Period. Working with a nonprofit that I helped to establish, Night Flight 101, which is an aviation program.
mm-hmm.
Um, 8 years, 8 years strong. It would have been 8 years the camp would have been taking place. But last year was the seventh year, had some awesome kids from different schools around the area, public schools, ages 9 to 17, maybe 18. But over the course of 7 years, when we actually were able to host the camp, the kids were able to interact with different aviation professionals, learning about aviation, um, applying the STEMs, the science, technology, engineering, and math. Um, seeing them learning, and I always say I love to see my kids learn. They get so excited, especially the last day when they do their presentations to the parents and to other individuals that may have played a part in the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear the information and the knowledge, and as they presented the information, for them not to really read anything, but to really speak on it with that confidence that you're talking about. Um, for me, it's like I've accomplished something because I was able to assist them and introduce them into something that they possibly never would have had before.
Right.
Um, Outside of that, working within the aviation industry, I've been able to even connect within the public school system, working with other aviation professionals to make sure that a program was implemented into
Mm-hmm.
the Jackson Public School as one of the academies.
Mm-hmm.
And that academy is the Aviation Pathway program, which is over at Provine High School in Jackson. And this is the second year. And where we started out, we had 13 kids with the first class. This year, 36. So those kids are learning every day within their school. They have a class. They're excited about it. I just got a call yesterday about one of them reaching out to an individual that actually took part in a camp.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be doing an internship. I've had many other kids do internships. So it's real exciting for me. Yeah, that is my passion. That was my platform. But then um, a week and a half after I received the announcement, the wonderful information of me uh, receiving the title of Miss Mississippi 2020. It was the 24th, actually, February 24th,
Mm-hmm.
that I got up that morning, was getting ready for work, and in the process of getting ready for work, I discovered that I had a lump in my left breast.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay. I said, okay, God, you
What's
got
going
me.
on? What's going on?
Yeah, you got me. I can honestly say I never just had a moment just where I just, just went, ah, you know, it was like, okay, God, you got me. I finished getting ready for work, got to work at about 8:30. I gave it some time. I called my doctor and I said, I discovered a lump in my breast. And they said, okay, need you to come in. It seemed like February 24th, somebody put the foot to the pedal because it just took off. I went to the doctor that day, and it seemed like every other day from there on, I was going to the doctor.
Wow.
Um, Officially on March 6th. This is from the 24th of February to March 6th. I'm going back and forth to the doctor. I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. I said, okay. Um, so what do we do from here? That was my question. I went to see a doctor, wonderful doctor, Dr. Reginald Martin. Um, God has really blessed this man with his talent, his anointing, of being just an awesome doctor.
Right.
Um, he took the time to sit with me and my daughter, and also my best friend that I consider to be a sister, um, and went over every detail with us to answer whatever question maybe that could have come to mind. He stated that, again, that I have been diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer, and that looking at the diagnosis is at the time it was an aggressive cancer,
Mm-hmm.
because I have no evidence to show, but I promise you there was nothing there August, September, you know,
Right, right.
um, I did everything we're supposed to do as women as
Right.
far as
Self check.
going and getting our annual checkups, our health and wellness visit, pap smear, mammogram, all of that. I do admit I just was not one to regularly every month per se just to self-examine, but I
Mhm.
did do it. Uh, Again, that's the reason I can say, August, September, October, there
Nothing
was
there.
nothing there.
Wow.
And truthfully, I'm not a very large person, so it wouldn't have been hard to detect. And don't look at me like that. And um, but once actually felt, I'm like, wow, it was a large tumor. Okay.
Mm.
And so basically, after we went through all the information, I just kind of looked at the doctor and I said, okay, so what's next? He said, next week, surgery. I'm like, okay. So, me with my sense of humor, he did tell me based on the size of the tumor, the location of the tumor, and my body itself, um, my breast size, things of that nature. My breast was not able to be saved per se, so my breast would have to be removed. So I'm like, okay, but through all that conversation and everything else, I'm thinking he said something that stuck out to me. The type of cancer that I was experiencing at that time was a common, and I do say common, cancer within African American women.
Mm.
And I'm like, huh? So I kind of got stuck right there in that
Mhm.
conversation. Common? Come on, how can cancer just be this is me in my head. And I'm like, something's wrong with this. I know that I've gone and had my health and wellness visits.
Right.
When I do my self-examinations, things of that nature. So how could this just be common? He goes on to explain that reviewing the information, he goes, I see you've had your examinations and your mammograms, things of that nature every year. He says, but it never was detected.
Mm.
What type of mammogram that you have? And I'm like, huh? What type?
Wow.
I had a mammogram.
Had a
He
regular.
goes,
So there are different types.
there's a 3D type mammogram.
Wow. Okay.
From my understanding, sometimes, and I don't know with all insurances,
Mm.
um, but from my understanding, sometimes the insurance will not cover that 3D mammogram.
Mm.
So naturally, when you go for your health and wellness visit, they're just going, I guess, give you the regular mammogram, the standard mammogram that they do.
Right.
So he went on to explain to me that with the 3D mammogram, it has a different view of your breast area.
Mm-hmm.
And in the event that I could have possibly had the 3D mammogram, it would have displayed the tumor before it got as large as it did. Because the other thing was, he told me, is that it's possibly been there for some time.
Wow. Just
And I just
undetected.
didn't know because of where it was located. It just wasn't located in the outer area where you may just say, oh, I feel this, I feel that. No,
Uh-huh.
it was, I say 12 o'clock, but it was technically like at 6 o'clock because it was
Uh-huh.
on the lower half, 6 o'clock, directly behind the nipple area.
Uh-huh.
So you're talking about center point, six
Right.
o'clock. I didn't feel it at all.
Wow.
So it kind of, again, I'm thinking in my brain again, common. Then I'm thinking, okay, so even when I did my self-examination, I'm kind of doing like this. So am I properly examining myself?
Mm-hmm.
This is the next question. So to say all of this, what my platform at this point is not only to, encourage women. Let's go
Right.
get our health and wellness visits. Let's, get our mammograms, but let's get a 3D mammogram. Let's start saving, we know we do this once a year. Let's start right away. You go for your health and wellness visit, start right away. $25 here, $50 here. Save that money up. So when you get to your annual next year, you have your additional funding that you may need to get that 3D mammogram if your insurance doesn't cover it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's going to save your life, saving $25 here and there for
Right.
a whole year to get the proper type of examination that you may need to save your life, well, let's do it. I want to encourage women to do that. If I had known that, I would have gone a different route when they got, really got to the part of the mammogram part. Um, the other thing is let's learn how to properly
Check ourselves.
examine
Right.
ourselves. Let's start teaching our girls how to examine themselves. It's
Right.
time for us to self-love ourselves. As mothers, sometimes as just daughters, as women in general, we're caregivers.
Mm-hmm.
We care for everybody else. We're
But
doing for
ourselves.
everybody else. And we kind of let ourselves say, oh yeah, I'm going to the doctor, you know. No, we need to really slow down, take time to self-love. I'm not talking about just going to the hairdresser, going to get our nails done. No, we
Mm-hmm.
need to self-love by taking care of the temple that God blessed us with.
Right. So, Kimberly, like, that is a lot. All this has happened in a matter of what? A couple of weeks, not even a month.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you're on this amazing high
Yes.
from receiving a call saying that you have been selected as Miss Mississippi
Mm-hmm.
2020, and then days later you realize, oh, there's something over here that was not there yesterday or
Yes.
last week or last month,
Right.
and make that phone call, go into your doctor. One thing I want to point out is that you didn't wait.
No.
Unlike most of us, we're like, oh, it's nothing, or if it start
Yeah.
hurting, or
Yeah. I'm
if
gonna
it
wait and
feels
see. Yeah.
uncomfortable, I'll wait till I
Exactly.
start feeling some kind of symptom that something's wrong, and then
Exactly.
I'll go. Um,
Exactly.
but it's crazy how all of that happened so fast. But what's really awesome, and I'm so glad you did, is that you immediately went to your doctor to find out what was
Yes.
going on. And
Yes.
we do that so much. Like she said
Yes.
just a minute ago, just a second ago, we care about everybody else before we care about
Right.
ourselves.
We have a lot of excuses.
Yes, and
You
I
know,
know I'm one of them.
we know we're supposed to go to the doctor. We're supposed to go to the dentist. We're supposed to do these. Oh,
Right,
I I got, but see, we got this meeting at work today. We had, oh, baby got to go to the doc. We do everything for we're thinking about everything and everyone else, and we put
right,
ourselves to the side. And
right.
it's time out for excuses.
Yeah.
It's time out for excuses.
So I mean, and the fact that so the other thing that I'm trying to wrap my brain around is, again, all of this is happening in a matter of a couple of weeks, and you go from this high to this what most people would consider a very low, but it didn't seem like you were low. I don't know if you really are superwoman or something, or you just have this unbelievable amount of faith, because most of situations like that, getting news like that,
Hmm.
would really take some people down. And not only getting the news, it's how fast you had to move. Because it
No,
was
I'm.
like overnight.
Yeah, it
It was
was.
it
It
was
was.
like almost overnight.
It was. No, I'm not Superwoman. I can tell you that much. Um, but you are correct. My attitude remained the same. as before I got the news.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it wasn't so much my faith, because I know God is with me. It wasn't so much my faith in God as it was and is my trust in God. Um, I knew without a doubt from the moment I felt what I felt. That's the reason my response was, I know you got me, God.
Right.
Um, so I think I can honestly say, going through the process, going through the appointments, um, it was always moments of laughter and joy. um, Even down to the point where, the doc's explaining to me what's going to happen, things of that nature. And my daughter's there, and my sister can confirm. It's kind of like, well, I've never been real big, but then again, on the other hand, I've always been kind of lopsided to a degree. So we're going to be okay. you know?
It's so crazy.
Um, but, I can honestly say, even to this point, I've gone through the surgery March 18th
Mm-hmm.
at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I went through the process, went through surgery of having my breast removed. Um, it's a joy to be alive.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
did I want this to happen? No, this is the last thing I thought would ever happen to me. Um, but even going through the process, before the night before, I had a awesome group. You spoke on that tribe. I had an awesome tribe of people to come and pray with me the night before. And that even doubled my trust, if that makes sense, to
Mm-hmm.
say, God had me. God let me know, I got you. This is done. This is done. Once you go into that surgery and the surgeon acts according to my word, you are done. You are healthy. You are freed of this disease, this interference, this interrupter. But there's a purpose to this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had to have you to go through what you're going through at this point in time so that you could get out, encourage, and speak to other women
Right.
and let them know the importance. I can't tell you or encourage you to do something if I've never experienced it myself.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm here to tell you, as a 51-year-old,
Yes. 51 and
50,
fabulous.
51 and fabulous, yes, I have received a title. I am receiving a crown, not one crown, but two crowns, because God gave me a crown the
Amen.
day I made it through that surgery, and he gave me life again.
Yes.
Sometimes God has to reconstruct you
Mm.
to reestablish you
So you gonna preach a whole word today, Kim?
as God gives it to me. That's what we miss. Sometimes we walk through life, oh, I'm doing, I got, I want this, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. We subtract, we turn, we're doing everything, but we leave God out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we speak of God, but we leave God out.
Put him in the back seat while we try to drive.
There you go. So for me, it was like, okay, I I need to kind of reshape you, remold you
Mm-hmm.
so that you can carry out my word, be about my business, that I'm going to turn into your business.
Right.
So yeah, he had to reconstruct me, not only emotionally, spiritually, but physically. Why? Maybe when I look at myself is to say, this is for you, God. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder of what's important. I know that may sound strange to some people because I can honestly look at myself in the mirror, physically look at myself in the mirror and be happy with what I see. Why? Because I still see me.
Hmm.
I still see what God has given me, what he has, what God has blessed me with. Ain't no, I've spoke with someone and who has gone through it, who not only, where I've only had to lose a breast, they lost both breasts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but to hear them say, I can't even look at myself. And I'm going, huh? To have something artificially put on your body to represent something that was there once before that God had naturally.
Created for you.
And after you do it, you say, I can't look at myself. Or to even hear the person say, well, I don't have anything artificial on me, but I can't look at myself.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am in this other bracket here going, I love what I see. I
Right.
love me. I'm not depressed. I don't feel any kind of way about myself because when I look at me, I see me. I don't want to, I had this discussion with my daughter and it was like, she was kind of giving me her feeling, well, Mom, I really don't want you to do this artificial thing, whatever. And so I thought about it. I did my research online, reading different things. I read like 5 different cases with 5 different women and the emotional outcome and just the procedure, the procedure itself, how many
Right.
times they had to go back, how they
Mm-hmm.
had to reconstruct and all. So I go back and forgive me. I strip down and I look at myself. I'm happy with me.
But Kimberly,
I,
I think, and that's awesome. I think it goes back to that mindset what you were talking about
yeah,
earlier. It goes back to the mindset, and don't get me wrong, it is okay for people to go through whatever
yeah,
feelings they
yeah,
need
it
to
is.
go through,
Yes.
and because I can't speak on it because I haven't gone through it. I have an
Mm-hmm.
aunt who's gone through it. But she lost her hair, and as you know, our hair is like our crown. I do everything with my crown, but our
Yes.
hair is like our crown.
Yes.
And a lot of times people feel like they've lost themselves, they've lost their
Mm-hmm.
identity. And while watching her go through that situation, it was really empowering for me. And just like you've used your situation to be a part of your platform, I've done it, or she's done the same for hers. And
Mm-hmm.
so, she's used it to even start a new ministry. It's like
Wow.
become the
Okay.
foundation of her new ministry. And so it's really, really amazing to me how the things that we go through, how different people we
Mm-hmm.
take on that challenge or that situation, and how that reconstruction reestablishes us for something different,
Yeah.
or to basically realign us. That
Yeah.
reestablishment is
It's
realigning us
putting
for
you.
God's glory.
It's putting you. First of all, it's God is sending you through a process.
Right.
He's sending you through a process. Um, do we understand the process a
No.
lot of times? No, but we're going through a process. And eventually, what happens with that process, it turns into purpose. You basically you're on the path of your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Your purpose is revealed to you. So many times, if someone asks you the question, what's your purpose? Some people have to go, oh,
Let me think about it. Let me think
yeah,
about it.
let me think about this, you know. For me, I really felt my purpose were the kids. For years, I thought my purpose were the kids. I
Hmm.
still feel that because it's part of that community. But there's a greater purpose. You know, God's saying, I need you to get out and inform other women, a whole nother generation of women to come, what's important. I need them to take care.
Looks like she froze a little bit. But what she's saying, y'all, is, your purpose is within you. Your purpose, God is giving you. Take whatever situation, challenge, whatever it is that you're going through to um, not only just, live out the rest of your lives, but make sure that whatever it is that you're doing is pleasing to God, and you'll know what that purpose is. I tell you, when you can do it with a smile on your face, whether you're hurting, whether you're happy, whether you are in a deep wallowing of grief or pity, whatever it is, that thing will give you a joy like none other. It will give you peace like none other. That's when you know you've reached and you've found your purpose. And when you begin to live out that purpose, that's when you know that you are doing something that is clearly a God thing. Um, I don't know if Kim is able to come back on, but I want to really express my gratitude for her coming on and sharing her life story, her coming on and sharing a very, very recent experience that has really, truly, and honestly empowered me. Because honestly, I can't say that I can go through what she's just gone through in a matter of weeks, and the way that she had to immediately make a decision of, yes, I'm going to have this surgery, yes, I'm going to be able to do this, and I'm still going to carry that crown and walk with that sash as Miss 2020 Miss Mississippi. That's a lot. That's a lot to swallow, a hard pill to swallow, knowing that you were once feeling this you're on this high in your this whole being, and then all of a sudden that gets snatched from you, that distraction. But that's just what it was for her, just a brief distraction, because she has come back, and she's stepping into her purpose. She's using this as an opportunity to preach, to minister to other women like you and me. And so this is like freaking amazing. And it looks like she's back on. Let's see if she can get back on. Um, but this is super amazing. So like, I just wanted to, like, if y'all have any questions for Miss Rome, please leave them now. I think she's coming to me now. What you got going on there, Kim?
I'm back. I had to switch to the phone, and I'm sitting here. Lights are still out, but I'm here.
The lights are
Sorry
out.
about that.
So the power
Um,
outage.
yeah, the power went out, but
Oh,
you know
okay.
that's again, you know, okay, devil, take auntie, mama, and all of them and go on about your business. We got, you know, something to say here. So,
Absolutely.
um,
I was
you
just
know, I
singing your
guess.
praises. That's all. That's all I was doing.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate that.
We both got on the
But
blue shirts. I just
well, we really do. Hey, good minds, you know, think alike. There you go. But just to kind of say, you know, basically everything that, you know, I found myself going through, especially here recently, and I can even think maybe even a year or so prior to that, you know, to everything happening, was preparing me to be able to walk in my purpose.
mm-hmm.
Um, but this here really brought about the transition of life for me. Um, and I've accepted, you know, I just realized, you know, this is where God has me. This is, you know, the walk that I'm going to have to, to take. And as long as I know and I trust and God himself, I'm fine. I'm honestly, let me just say this for those of you listening. Yes, I went through the surgery. Yes, they removed my breast. I've had my follow-up checkup. Every test that they did, every tissue sample that they removed out of my body at that time, um, came back negative.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
do I claim? Yes,
healed.
I am cancer free. Yes, I am.
So happy. I'm so happy.
As doctors go, they're scientists, but I'm thankful for a praying doctor who, who has faith as well as the degree that they carry to license them to do what they do. But they have a greater anointing um, outside of that license, and that's the blessing of God over their surgical hands.
Right.
And to all our healthcare workers, blessings.
Right.
You guys are awesome.
And
You guys are awesome. You're doing a credible job.
that is amazing. And like we have like a little less than 40 seconds left to stay
Okay.
on, but I wanted to just thank you so much for sharing your story. I want to thank
Yeah.
you for everything that you've done, for your platform, and for giving back to your
Yes.
community.
Thank you.
Amazing. So if there's one last thing that you very briefly that you want to share, how can they reach you
I tell you
or
what, you
support
can
you
reach me. I'm sorry.
or support you?
Yeah, support me. If you would, Facebook. You can get me at Miss Mississippi 2020 MMB MBA pageant.